Over the last year, it's fair enough to say my setup has changed quite a lot. I mean, there's barely a single item that's managed to stick around. All of this new gear has fundamentally changed how I work, play, and relax, so I figure some of you might want to look at just what I'm using. Anyway, without any further ado, my name is Stephen Potter, and this is my setup tour for 2016. Let's get straight into it with my peripherals. For my keyboard, I'm using the Corsair Vengeance K65. If it wasn't clear from my review, I really do love this device. It cuts away all of the somewhat unnecessary features found on so many keyboards these days to focus entirely on delivering a great experience of typing and gaming, which is something I can appreciate. It's an awesome keyboard for simply getting stuff done. Matching my keyboard, for my mouse, I'm using the Corsair Vengeance M65. In all honesty, it's not the most accurate or the most comfortable mouse I've ever used. Those accolades have to go to the NAO 7000. That being said, it still holds up pretty well in those areas, and the build quality still amazes me to this day. Nice job here, Corsair. Oh, and because using mice directly on whatever desk surface you've got is rarely a good idea, I've got a large, extended mouse mat from Swift Gaming. It more than does the job. Hooked up to my mouse, I've also got the Razer Mouse Bungee. It's one of those things that seems ridiculous until you try it, but once you do, you suddenly completely understand. This completely removes all cable drag from my mouse, giving me so much more precision and accuracy, and now I've tried it, it'd be really quite difficult to go back again. Audio is an area that should never take a backseat, no matter what kind of build you have planned. So here I'm rocking the Sennheiser HD600s. These things rock. As an open back pair of headphones, the soundstage produced is simply wonderful, and the overall quality really speaks for itself. I've got them hooked up to the NuForce UDAC 3, and this combination is something I really enjoy. To keep everything nice and organised, I have the Just Mobile headstand to store my headphones when they're not in use. So probably the most prominent feature of my setup is my monitor, the LG 34UC87C, and man is this thing a beauty. A prize for coming in the top 20 in LG's cardboard competition, this display is something that I couldn't justify buying for myself, but I'm really glad to own. 34 inches of ultra-wide goodness are really great for everything from editing to gaming, and again, while there are definitely better value options out there, I haven't found anything that quite matches the experience of using a display like this. Powering all this is my small form factor PC, Project Seren. Since I made my video on it, I've managed to get myself a GTX 750 Ti, which has helped a huge amount for editing and some light gaming, but aside from that the machine has really stayed the same. If you're interested in finding a bit more about this computer, hit the little card to see a full build log of it. One of the more interesting items on my desk is my wireless charger. It's the Samsung wireless charger that launched with the Galaxy S6, but I've thrown some slick wrap skins to, well, make it look pretty slick, Iron Man style. It's great for easily charging my watch, and hey, who doesn't want their own arc reactor? My phone is, of course, the Nexus 6P, and to keep everything neat and tidy, I have a Cooler Master Jazz mini stand to prop it up on. Now, with these things, I always like to give a quick rundown of the gear I'm using to make these videos, which has really come a long way over the last year. So let's start with the centre of attention, the camera itself. I've moved from the Canon 5D Mark III to the Panasonic Lumix G7 for all of that extra detail. It's far from perfect, the video is definitely a bit noisier than I might like, and a few extra stops of dynamic range wouldn't go amiss, but for the price you pay, this is one hell of a camera. For my lens, I've got the Panasonic 12-35 f2.8, which is a really nice, fast, compact zoom. The overall quality is pretty damn good, aside from some issues with flaring, and built-in optical image stabilization definitely helps out for handheld shots. But fortunately, I don't have to shoot handheld that often, thanks to my tripod, the Fansia FC270A. Fansia is a lesser known brand, but this tripod is really solid, with nice legs and a decent fluid head built in, helping me to get some of those silky smooth pans. Lighting is an area of video production that's all too often forgotten by people starting out, and I have to say that investing in a nice pair of softboxes like this set from PhotoGeeks was a great decision. Sure, they might be giant, and they don't provide the best colour rendition of any light out there, but they really do make a huge difference for most of my indoor shots. So that just about wraps things up. As ever, thanks a lot for watching, and if you're interested in seeing a more detailed look at some of the items discussed in this video, I've reviewed quite a few of them, so be sure to watch any of those videos if that's the case. If you've got some thoughts as to how to improve this setup, let me know in the comment section below. I'm always making adjustments and looking for ways to make things better.